Yeah, we have completed Java basics. There we learn how to create a class, how to create main method, how to use system.out.println for displaying data, how to compile, how to execute, and also we discussed escape sequence characters. Then we learn for developing more programs, we should have a clarity on keywords, identifiers, comments. We discussed about 3 comments are there: single line, multi-line, and document. And identifiers. Identifier is nothing but name of a programming element. And we have 7 rules we have to follow for creating identifier. Also, we discussed keywords. A keyword is used for communicating to compiler and JVM to perform one operation by compiler and JVM. We have 51 keywords are there. Totally, we have 71 reserved words. In that 71, 51 are keywords. And next, we discussed about Edit Plus. For developing new applications, for developing big application, Notepad is not good. It has several typing problems are there. There is no typing support, shortcuts are not there. For that, we are using Edit Plus. Then Edit Plus is a little advanced editor than advanced editor than Notepad. So, but in projects, we don't develop by using Edit Plus. In company projects, we don't develop by using Edit Plus. We will use Eclipse. Once you comfortable with program development syntaxes and the compilation execution, once you get a clarity on how to develop projects and all by your own, then we will take help of the Eclipse for fast development. Okay, there more shortcuts will be there. The next, after this, these 3 topics completed, we are ready to develop logics. To develop logics, which first of all we should have language fundamentals. What are the different language fundamentals we have? We have 4 language fundamentals: data types, operators, control flow statements, exception handling statements. By using these language fundamentals, what are the steps we have to follow to build logic? We have to follow 4 steps to build the logic. Any operation logic: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, deposit, multiply, issue ticket, buy online, sell a product online. Any operation you want to develop, you have to follow 4 steps. Step number 1, read and store the values. Second step, perform validations and calculations. Third step, control the flow of execution. Fourth step, throw exceptions if the given values are wrong. Next, to read and store values, we need variables. Variables are created by using data type. So we complete the first operation, that is storing values in variables and object. To store values in variable or to store values in object, first of all, we have to create variable and object. How to create variable? By using data type. How can we create an object? Also by using data type. Variables are created by using primitive data type for storing mathematical value. Reference data types are used for creating objects for storing multiple values of same type, multiple values of different type. So ultimately, we have discussed, when we want to store one mathematical value, we have to create primitive variable. For storing multiple values of same type, we have to use array object. For storing multiple values of different type, we have to create class object. Primitive variables are predefined. Primitive data types are predefined. We no need to create any data type. Directly, we use data type for creating variable. Array is also predefined. We no need to create any data type. We can directly use the array type to create variable and also to create object. But class is not predefined. Class is user defined, because we do, Sun Microsystem don't know what are the different type of combination values our project required to store. For that, Sun Microsystem has given one shortcut mechanism, one syntax for creating the class by using the keyword class. Inside class, we have to declare number of variables and type of variables based on number of values and type of values we wanted to store. Then next, in the same class or in another class, we must create object of this class by using new keyword to allocate memory to all variables as a one type. Then store values in the object, read values from the object by using object type. And very important, one object can contain other multiple objects. That object can be array object or can be class object. When we create one object in another object, directly object is not stored. Okay, first of all, that object is created separately. The object reference only will be stored in our object. Then how can I read values available in the object? If you want to read values available in a class object, I have to use referenced variable dot the particular variable name. For example, e1.i1, e1.d1, e1.c, e1.la, e1.s1. If you want to read values available in an object which is available in another object, I have to use two references, reference of the first object and the reference of the second object. For example, if you want to read values available in long array available in the example class object, how to read? E1 dot LA of 0, E1 dot LA of 1. For reading the values available in array, I have to use a square bracket, LA of 0, LA of 1. For example, a class object contain another class object, then I should use 2 times dot. First object sample contains second object example. How can I read? S1 dot E1 dot I1, S1 dot E1 dot D1, S1 dot E1 dot CH, S1 dot E1 dot LA. Now LA is again what? Object. How can I read values available in the object? E1, S1 dot E1 dot LA of 0. How many objects you want to go into, that much depth variables dot 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 square brackets you have to use. Okay, so this is the basic idea we have understood as part of data type chapter, variables, array object and class object. Okay, now today we are trying to understand the next topic is called what? Reading runtime values. By using data types, we have created variables, we have created an object. Then I want to store values inside the variable and I want to store values inside the object. That values up to now we have directly typed. I have hard coded, means I have directly typed. If you type values directly, then the program always executed with same values. For example, you take calculator program, which is there in your system. Tell me, is this calculator software interlink contains any values? No. It is asking you and you give me values, I will perform operation and give you result. I am inputting 8 from where? Keyboard. Plus, I am inputting value 8 from where? Keyboard. Then 8 plus 9, result is 17. Tell me, this calculator program is static nature program or dynamic nature program? Also we can call it as what? Dynamic values program. Also call it as runtime values program. So what is a static program? What is a dynamic program? A program that executes logic with the given values at runtime is called what? Dynamic values program. A program that contains value directly inside a program is called what? Static values program. What type of applications expecting by the user? Is user expecting static values program or dynamic values? When you go to ATM, ATM is giving the money from one account always from the given account. Whichever the card you swipe, that card account money is giving to you. Yes or no? Once you leave that ATM with your card, then second person coming and standing in front of the ATM and withdraw money from your account or from his account? From his account. That means once the ATM operation, withdraw operation completed, your given account details are removed. Are you following? Then what is added? The second customer information it is asking. Okay, swipe your card. I will read your card details and deduct the money from your card account. So tell me, in real life, you take any application is dynamic values program, but not static values program. Up to now, what type of application development we are learning? We learn static values program. Today we are trying to understand dynamic values program. Clear my point? So this is the syllabus we are trying to understand. What is a hard-coded value and hard-coded application? What is runtime value and runtime values application? Problems with a hard-coded application and advantages with runtime values application. Different ways to read runtime values from keyboard in Java. Okay, in Java, we can read values from keyboard 10 ways. Totally 10 ways. Here I mentioned 7 ways. Remaining 3 ways I will show you. Totally 10 ways we can read. Now we have to learn each approach, difference between explain difference between above approaches, when to use each approach and sample project. The sample project also we have to develop. Okay, this chapter will take minimum 3 days, 3 to 4 days it will take. Okay, now because we have to learn 10 approaches, then it will take minimum 3 to 4 days. It will take, no problem. You are going to get a lot of knowledge. So let's try to spend the time for this project. Okay. I mean, by end of this chapter, we are also developing one complete project so that whatever you have learned from the first day to till today, this 3 weeks, all topics you are going to get revision. Okay. Done. Let's start now. First point is what is hard coded value. Okay, let me try to write a small program. What the chapter name? Reading runtime values from the keyboard from end user. Look at this program, class edition. Is it a hard coded values application or dynamic values application? Hard coded values application. How can I say that? Because you specified values. Then in Java, we are developing 2 types of application, mathematics based application and object based application. Tell me, this object based application is static values programmer or a dynamic values programmer? Static values program, because you fix the values here. I have executed this addition class 100 times. All 100 times it is adding what values? 10, 20 only. Okay, I run this program 10 times. Okay, then 10 times it is creating which student? Hari Krishna only. Okay, 10 times it is creating Hari Krishna only. All right. So I wanted to change values in this program edition. Can I change these values from the keyboard at runtime? No. I have to open the source code. Then I have to change the values, again compile and execute. Then second time, after changing values, second time onwards, this program is executed with the secondly modified values for 100 times. Are you following my point? Now, if I want Balai Babu values here, Balai Babu student I want to create, I change the values according to Balai Babu values. Then after compilation, this college class always giving admission to which student? Balai Babu student only. So tell me, these applications are what type of application? Static values or hard coded values application. Then what the solution? I must not specify values in the program directly. I must read values from the keyboard, from the end user. When end user run this application, immediately it should prompt a message, enter first number, 10 I entered, press enter. Then program should read 10. Next, second it should prompt, enter enter second number, then enter 20, I press enter. Then it has to take 10 and 20, add the result and display. Third time when you execute, again it should ask for what? Next 2 values. Again it should ask for next 2 values. So every time when I run again and again, it should ask for the next values. Same way, when I run Java class college, Java college, then it should ask for enter student number, enter student name, enter course, enter fee. Whatever the values entered, with that values, these variables must be initialized. That object should be created in the program. Second time, second student. Third time, third student. Fourth time, fourth student. That way our application must be. So then how can we develop that application? So first point is what? What is the hard coded values? The values, those are mentioned in the program directly are called what? Hard coded value or static value. An application that contains the values directly in the program is called hard coded application or static values program. I mentioned this point here. I will share this slide. You can read later. Okay. The next, what the problem with hard coded application? Every time I have to modify source code. Source code or the program will not read values from the keyboard at runtime. For changing values, every time I have to open the source code and I have to change the values. Again, recompile and re-execute. Third problem, one user values are misused to other users. One user values are available to another user. Other user uses previous user values. Then wrong results will come. Fraud will be happen. So to solve this problem, what type of application we have to develop? Runtime values application. Okay, assume a ATM application. To understand the problems, assume ATM application. Now the ATM screen you are having now. ATM dabba is there, box is there. Then backside, there is a one door. You have to open the door. There we have the ATM asking, the program is open to you. Then there 3 variables are there. What is the first variable? Your card number enter. Second, PIN number enter. Third, the amount to withdraw you entered. Then there is a button called save, and then close the door, come to the front screen, and execute button is there. Click on execute. Then 5,000 rupees withdraw from your account. All customers go to ATM with hurriedly, right, to take the money and go. Now he collected that 5,000 rupees and on counting 5,000 rupees came or not, left the ATM. Second customer came to the ATM. Then what he is doing? He has to enter his values now. Then he went to the backside of the ATM, opened the door. Inside the program already previous customer values are there now. Now tell me, will he change those values? Close the door, coming front, click execute 5,000. Again, click execute 5,000. Again, click execute 5,000. Finally, in the account, how many 5,000s are there? All 5,000s is taking out. Now, every time when I take 5,000, the customer getting mobile message saying that 5,000 deducted, 5,000 deducted. Why this message is paid? Oh my God, I forgot my number, my details in the ATM. Then he is running back to the ATM. By the time complete money is gone from the account. Tell me, one user values are misused by another user, fraud happen, na? Then how to protect the data? Data should be there in the program permanently or temporarily, na? Temporarily until the program execution, during the program execution. Once the operation complete, the value should be removed. One user value should not be used by another user. Then tell me, how to make that application is runtime values application. In the program, don't type values. What? In the program, don't type values. Read values from the end user and store in the variable, substitute in the variable assignment statement. Then execute logic. Once the program execution completed, values are lost. So in above program, we have not specified values in the source code. In development time, hence it can be executed with any given new values without modifying the code. What the runtime values are? Runtime values application. The value that is reading from end user and substituting the program at runtime is called what? Runtime value. The application that executes logic by reading values from end user from keyboard is called what? Runtime application. Runtime values are also called as dynamic values. Simple, Baba. Anything coming at runtime automatically is called what? Dynamic. Runtime application is also called as what? Dynamic application, because this application work with user given values. So what the advantage of runtime or dynamic values application? It can be executed with any given new values, taking the values at runtime. Hence, no need to recompile for changing the values. No user values. One user values are not misplaced with other user values. It is always recommended to develop runtime values application in the project. All real-time projects you are using daily are runtime application. You can observe. We have seen two applications now, calculator and ATM. Okay, tell me now. You wanted to buy the products from Amazon. Then is Amazon selling the products to you by default directly? No. It is asking to open one account. Opening account with the previous customer values are your values. That means Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, all these applications are working for your given values, na? That means all projects what you are using, social media apps or anything, every application is what type of application? Dynamic values application. When you buy new mobile, now the new mobile to use, one account we have to register, one Gmail account you have to create, or any account you have to register. Then mobile is inbuilt come with one Gmail account, or it is asking the customer to enter his account. Asking customer to enter his account, then mobile is connected to that account. Mobile is connected to that SIM. Is mobile come with internal SIM? No. You have to insert your SIM. Whichever the SIM you registered, now the mobile configuration is done with that SIM network and making the calls and sending SMS, everything via that SIM. So tell me, now the mobile is also what type of application? Dynamic application. You take any real world application, it is a dynamic application. So then, now final conclusion, reading values. Reading runtime values. What is meaning of runtime value? What is meaning of static value? What is the meaning of dynamic application? What is the meaning of hard-coded application? Clear? Then now this is a project. Okay, done. Tell me. So finally, how can we read values from the keyboard? There are 3 steps are there to read values from the keyboard. What are the 3 values? First step, I should learn how to connect to keyboard. What the first step? How to connect to keyboard. Once I connected to keyboard, second step, how to read values from the keyboard. How to read values from the keyboard. When I read values from the keyboard, the values are sent into the program as a string type. What type? String type. Suppose if I read value 10, 10 will be not given as a 10 to your program. It will give as a double quote step. String type 10. If you read values not 10.5, 10.5 return to the program as what? Double quotes 10.5. Are you following? Right? Any data you read from the keyboard, it will not return the data to your program as in their own primitive type. They are converted to string. As a string type, it will return. Clear? Then my question is, how can we convert that value from string type to its own primitive type? Double quotes 10 to 10 int type, double quotes 10.5 to 10.5 double type, double quotes A to single quote A as a char type, double quotes true as double quotes true to true as a boolean type. How to convert? For that also you have to learn. So in this chapter, just you have to learn how many points? 3 points. First one, how can we connect it to keyboard? How can we read values from the keyboard? And how to convert those values in their original type. So these are 3 points. If you learn, then reading runtime values chapter is completed. Now the question, how many ways we can connect it to the keyboard? There are 10 ways we can connect it to keyboard. First one, from command line, I can connect it to keyboard via command line, and we can connect it to keyboard by using system.in, by using data input stream, by using buffered reader, by using scanner, by using system properties, by using AWT, by using swing, by using Java FX. Here AWT swing I have mentioned as a one way, but it is a different way. By using AWT, by using swing, by using Java FX. Totally how many ways we can connect? 10 ways. All people understand the base on this chapter, what you are learning? Right. So now let's try to understand all these 3 points practically, quickly. Check. I'm taking RRV, reading runtime values, as a chapter name, shortcut RRV. Open, edit plus, create class called what? Edition. Edition.java. In this class edition, I am typing int a equal to 10, int b equal to 20, int c equal to a plus b, and then I am writing here c colon plus, okay, let me write here as result colon plus c. Hope you understand this plus is a concatenation operator. Save it. And now I am saving this program with the name edition.java. Already saved. Now go to the folder. I wanted to compile and execute these programs from command prompt. Okay. Now clear screen, Java C, edition.java, compile, background.class file is created. Now tell me, as a developer, what is your job? Develop the source code according to the given requirement by the end user, compile it, .class generated. Now you gave this .class file to the end user, your customer. Now the customer taken the .class file. Now he is running Java edition. Now tell me, when you run, what the result will come? 30. Now this customer, think from the customer point of view. You are the customer now. Again run Java edition. Again run Java edition. Again run Java edition. Again run Java edition. 100 times you run Java edition. Always will get what result? 30 only. Now end user, customer, can open the .class file and change the value 10 to some other value, 20 to some other value? No. If I share my source code to the customer, can customer open the source code and change the values? No. If you can change the values in the source code and if you can compile and execute, then why developer you required in the company? Yes or no? Customer cannot do that. Then as a developer, what you have to do? Open the source code again, change the values 15, 16, 26, whatever. Go to command prompt, again recompile, and then execute. New values will be added and result we will get. Here onwards, what are the values will come again? 41, 41 always. Again, if you want to change, again open the source code and you have to modify. Is it a good idea? This is a what type of application? Static values application or hard-coded values application. Now I don't like this. I want the same edition class. Same edition class. Inside this edition class, I should have variable int a equal to, int b equal to, int c equal to a plus b. And then here I should write result colon plus c. Now tell me, what is my requirement? I want to take Tell me. I want to read and substitute values here from where? Keyboard. How many ways we can read values from the keyboard? 10 ways. First way I am trying to understand called working with command line arguments approach. Working with command line arguments approach. Now, here we should understand few points. Point number one. What is a command line? Second, what is command line argument? Third, what is command line argument application? Look at here, simple. Command line arguments, command line arguments, command line arguments application. Okay. Then next, fourth point. How can we specify values on command line? How can we specify values on command line? The next, how those command line arguments are passed into program. Okay, and by whom? By whom? By programmer or by whom? Okay, and next, how can we read those command line arguments in the program? Somehow those values are passed into a program. After passing values into our program, how can we read? Always values are passed into program as what? String. I want to convert them as what? Original type. How can we convert the past primitive values from what to what? From string to their primitive data type. Okay, so these are the 7 points we have to learn as part of what? Command line arguments. Are you ready? Tell me. This is a console. This is console or command prompt. The line. What is this? The line at which the line at which we run our programs, Java, C, Java, commands and the programs is called what? Command line. So what is the command line? The line at which we are running commands, Java, C, Java for compiler running our program is called what? Command line. Second, for example, I am typing Java edition. So tell me, this line is called what? Command line. Next, the values 10, 20. The values which are passing from command line as inputs to a program are called what? Command line arguments. Okay, these are called what? Command line arguments. 10 and 20 are called command line arguments. Next, the program that reads values as inputs from the command line is called what? Command line arguments application. Now this class edition is called what? Command line arguments application. First step is what? What is the command line? The line in the console, the line at which we are running the commands is called what? Command line. Next, what is the command line argument? The values we are passing as a input from the command line as inputs to a program is called what? Command line arguments. Next, a program that reads the inputs from the command line or the class that reads the inputs from the command line is called what? Command line arguments application. Hope you all understand? Right. Then very, very important point. Tell me, what this 10 and 20 are? 10 and 20 are arguments. These arguments you want to pass to which program? Edition program. 5 minutes discussion is very, very important. Please focus carefully. Five to 10 minutes discussion is very important. Please focus. This is our addition class. Now, what is our target? The values I have entered on a command line must be passed to which class? Addition class. Everyone tell me. In language fundamental chapter, we have discussed. Calculator class wanted to pass the two values 5 and 6 to the addition class. Passing values from one class to another class means passing to the class or passing to the class method parameter. Passing values to the class means passing to one method parameter available in that class. Tell me. Now command line arguments are passing to class addition means are they passing to class or passing to the class main method? Who is the initial point of execution of any class? Main method. So tell me, the values which we mentioned at the console or command line, those values are passing to which one? Main method parameter. What is the main method parameter name? Args. But main method parameter type is what? Huh? String or string array na? String is a different, string array is a different, square bracket is there, right? It is what is this? String array, it is not string. Now tell me, if you want to pass any value to array as an argument, I should pass the values individually, or I should pass values as an array object. Yesterday we have discussed already. I want to pass 5 values as an argument to int array. Then you created int array object, na? Then you store the values inside int array object and pass that int array, automatically values also pass. Same way, now the command line arguments which you have typed at a console, those values has to go to where now? Addition program. Can they go to addition program directly? No, they have to go as a array object. Which type of array? String array. Everyone tell me, who will create that string array object? Last class, who passed the 5 and 6 to the add method available in addition class? You. Why? You are the caller of the add method. Yes or no? You are the caller of add method, then you have to pass the values. Then tell me, these arguments has to pass to which method? Main method. Main method of which class? Addition class. Who is calling addition class main method? Are you calling or JVM calling? JVM is calling because of which command? Java. Whenever you are running a class, then JVM is calling main method of that class. Then tell me, in this program, who has to create array object to pass the argument? JVM. What JVM is doing? JVM background creates one array object. So now JVM background creates one array object of what type? String. It creates a string array object with how many locations? Come on, everyone. How many locations? 2 locations. With the 2 locations. Index number 0, 1. What is this object? What is the first value? First value? First value? First value? Double quotes 10. Any data you typed on keyboard, you typed from the keyboard, that is not the number. That is what? String. Double quotes 10. Second value? Not 20. Double quotes 20. Then implicitly we have the variable length. What is the length? Clear? Now this array object reference is 10, 10. This is JVM generated or HK generated? It is our generated number. JVM generates internally another number. So tell me, what is the point we are understanding? We completed first point. What is command line? Second point, what is command line argument? Third point, what is command line arguments application? Fourth point, how can we pass command line? How can we specify command line arguments? Command line arguments you have to specify with what? Space separator. After class name, one space. Each value between one space you have to give. Minimum one space. More than one space also you can give. How to specify command line arguments on the console? With the space separator after the class name. Then how these values are passed into the class? JVM internally creates one string array object with the passed values and pass that array object reference to the main method parameter. Pass that array object reference to the main method parameter, and it is stored inside the parameter variable args 1010. Tell me, is this 1010 a normal mathematical value or reference of the object? Then main method parameter args is pointing to this array. Up to now, all is sleeping? Understand? Repeat once again. What is the command line? The line at which we run the commands in the console, on console, is called what? Command line. What is the command line argument? The values we are passing to a program as inputs from command line. The values we are passing from command line as inputs to a class are called what? Command line arguments. What is the command line arguments application? The application that reads runtime values from the command line is called what? Command line arguments application. Next, how to specify command line arguments? We must specify command line arguments by space after class name. On console, after a class name, we must specify each value with a space separator. Next, how can these command line arguments are passed into the program? By whom? JVM passes command line arguments as a string array object to the class main method. First step, JVM creates array object with the given values. Second step, passes that array object reference as an argument to main method of this class. Third step, the parameter args receive the reference, stores and pointing to the array object sent by the JVM. Everyone understand? Right. Tell me now, is JVM a human or a software? Software perform every operation by one instruction. Then tell me, how JVM can create this array object, pass this array object as an argument to the main method? That means background in the JVM software, we will have array object creation statement there or not? Tell me how the array object is created. String array SA equal to flower bracket, given value double quotes 10, comma, double quotes 20. But this is a dynamic array creation or static array creation? Static, because I specify the value direct. Background dynamic array is created by using new keyword. Okay, background will create like this. New, which type of array should we create? String array, flower bracket, and reads the first value and substituted. JVM internally contains some logic. We no need to worry about it. Double quotes 20 like this. Are you following? Tell me. Here, array object is created for storing. This selected part is array object or not? Array object is created for storing in the JVM local variable or for passing that array object to main method. If you want to pass any value as an argument, I should write it as an argument to the method parenthesis. Now the array object is passing as an argument to main method. Main method of which class? Then I should write the class name here dot, right? If I don't write class name dot, then how the control will come from JVM to our class? So what is the full statement for? What is the full statement for creating array object with the given arguments and passing them as an argument to the main method? The mentioned class name dot main of new string of, how to pronounce this bracket? New string of the given first value comma second value in the string format. Then because of this new string of statement, because of this new string of statement, what happened? Array object is created. Array object is created and array object is created and its reference is retrieved, pass it as an argument to main method. Everyone understand? Pass it as an argument to main method. Pass it as an argument to main method of which class? Addition class. Pass it as an argument to main method, addition class, main method. Then the reference is stored inside args variable and pointing to it. Samajh mein aaya? Up to now, any confusions? Right. All 5 questions. All 6 questions comfortable? Repeat once again. Question number 1. What is command line? Second question. What is command line? Arguments. Third question. What is command line arguments? Application. Fourth question. How these command line arguments? How to specify command line arguments? Fifth question. How command line arguments are passed into the program? By whom? JVM passes command line arguments into our program as a string array object. Clear? Then next question, 6th question. How can we read the command line arguments in our program? Come on, tell me how to read. Currently values are available where in? Array. What the name of the array? String array. What the name of the array? I'm not telling type. Array type, string array type. What the name of the array? Args nana. Array name is what? Args. If you want read values from array, what the syntax I have to write? Args of 0. Ante kada? Correct? Args of 1. How to read values from LA? LA of 0, LA of 1. How to read values from the string array? The string array object name is what? Args. Args of 0, args of 1. Everyone comfortable? Is this compiled or not compiled? Compiled or not compiled? Not compiled. Args of 0 returns what value? Not A. A is a variable name, Ravi. Args of 0 returns what? Args of 0. What the 0 value? Double quotes 10. It read and returns what? Double quotes 10. Double quotes 10 is what type? String. Can string stored in the int variable? No. It leads to compile time error. Incompatible types. Yes or no? Next. Int b equal to args of 1. What it returns to the b variable? 20. Double quotes 20. String object with the data 20. Now again leads to compile time error. Incompatible types. So 6th question. How can I read values from the command line? By using args of 0, args of 1, args of 2. Then after reading value, what should I do? I want to store in A. Can I store value args of 0 value directly in the A variable? No. Why? Because it returns the value as what? String type. Then 7th question. How can we convert double quotes 10 to 10? How can we convert double quotes 20 to 20? Okay. To convert string to primitive data type background, we should write some logic. Are you following? We have to write logic like adding 2 numbers logic, subtracting number 2 logic. For converting a number from string type to its a primitive type, we have to write logic. Tell me, who has to write logic? I should write, you should write, your friend should write, all Java developers should write. Na? Adding 2 numbers logic from one developer to another developer, changing a same logic. Same logic. Similarly, when you write double quotes 10 converting to 10, converting string number to the primitive number, that logic is same for all developers or not? When same logic developing for all developers, is it a time waste in the project development in the company? Because I am writing, you are writing, everyone writing, same logic. In the entire world, all Java developers are writing same logic. Then who should write that logic? Common person. Who is the common person of all Java developers? JDK. Who developed JDK? Sun Microsystem. Then who has to develop the logic converting the string format to the primitive format? Sun Microsystem has to develop. Everyone understand? Right. Sun Microsystem has given one predefined class called integer. What the class name? Where I should write logic? Inside the method. where I should write the method inside a class. So Sun Microsystem has defined one special class in the JDK software called what? Integer. Like string, like a system, we also have one predefined class in JDK software in java.lang package called what? Integer. For what purpose? Converting integer number from string to int. But I want to convert double quotes 10.5 to 10.5. Come on. I gave one clue. Second clue you have to automatically to tell. For converting integer, we have a class called what? Integer. For converting floating point number, float and double. Two classes must be there. Sometimes I want to convert to float. Sometimes I want to convert it to double. Tell me, I want to convert integer to byte. Come on. Byte, you have to have what do you call energy to reply the questions. You have to get the clues. I told I want to convert integer number to int. Class name is what? Integer. I want to convert integer number to byte. Byte. Integer number to short. Integer number to int. Integer. Not int, integer. Next, I want to convert integer number to long. Long. Convert floating point number to float. Floating point number to double. Character to char. Character. Class names are not shortcut, full cut. Okay, character. Boolean to boolean. Boolean class. String to string. Hey. Already it is in string, no? Why you want to convert to string to string? Just a string class is there, but no conversions. Understand? Repeat once again. I want to read primitive values from the keyboard and convert them to its own original type. Tell me, Rabbi, how many primitive data types we have? 8 primitive data types. Then to perform different conversions operations on these 8 primitive data types, I have to develop logic, where I have to write logic in a method, where I should create method in a class. Then how many classes? 8 primitive types. 5 classes. 8 primitive data types. Then how many classes? 8 classes. 8 students are there. 5 chairs I have to provide. What a worst brains you people are having. Only watching brains in Instagram and YouTube. Use your mind a little bit to think and give answers. Repeat once again. How many primitive data types we have? How many conversions I have to do? Then how many logics I have to develop? Then how many classes I must have? That's all. Addition logic, addition class. Subtraction operation, subtraction class. Multiplication operation, multiplication class. Byte conversion, byte class. Short conversion, short class. Tell me the primitive data type names. Primitive data type names. Who is the least data type? Start from byte. Don't be here like zigzag person. Go in ascending order. First one. Why sound is changing? Tell again. Order. Parent, care, majla, float to double. Who will tell? I should tell. You are giving fill in the blanks to me. Tell me again. Float, ascending order. Float after float, double. Tell again. Wonderful. 4 times, 5 times I have to correct you. Tell me, how many primitive data types? For these 8 primitive data types to perform different conversions operations, we have 8 user-defined, predefined. Example class is user-defined. Sample class is user-defined. Because those classes must contain our own. Our own types of predefined, our own types of values I want to store. For that we have to create our own class. But comes to the byte value, How many types of values this class must contain? One type. And on that, we want to perform only one, byte operation. So that's why they given a different classes for each primitive data type fixed way. Come on, tell me. Primitive data types are keywords. Keywords, every character is small letter. Byte B, small letter. BYT, small letter. Reference data type is what? Class name. Class name is a reference data type. Is the class name is keyword or user defined name? User defined name. Class name first letter should be small or capital. That is the rule of coding standard. Coding standard, not a rule. You can choose a small letter also, but it should be capital letter as per coding standard. Tell me now. For a differentiating keyword byte to class name byte, B is chosen as what? Capital letter. So tell me, what is the name of the class? Byte. B small letter. Capital letter. Short. S capital letter. Integer. Long. Float. Double. Character. Boolean. Tell me, when you are creating variables, you have to use the letter, first letter, small letter, capital letter, small letter. Then the variable become primitive type. When you are accessing the methods to perform operation on primitive type, the class name first letter should be capital. Understand? Come on, visualize the diagram, matching diagram table, 2 columns, primitive data type and predefined class name. Okay, listen. All these classes are together is called what? Wrapper class. What is called? All these classes are together called wrapper class. What the meaning of wrapper? Wrapper is nothing but cover. Okay, na? Cover. You know chocolate? Chocolate is covered by a paper. For what purpose? Safety. Right? Same way. These are byte class, short class, integer class. From the class, we can create object, circle. Object means what? Circle. This object is meant for storing primitive value. That means primitive value is covered by one class object. This class is meant for representing primitive value as an object. That's why this class is called what? Wrapper class. How many wrapper classes are there? 8. How many primitive data types? 8. 8 primitive data types and 8 wrapper class. Come on. 8 primitive data types flow, you tell me. Primitive type and its wrapper class. Byte, P capital letter, byte. Short, S capital letter, short. Int, integer. Long, float, double, character. Boolean. B small letter, capital letter. Is it clear? What the point we are trying to understand? 7th point. What the 7th point? How to convert the primitive values from string type to their own original type. For converting primitive type to their own original type, we have predefined method for converting string type to primitive type. That method is available in one particular class or in 8 wrapper classes. In 8 wrapper classes, how many methods are there totally? 8 methods are there. Are you ready? Now, classes understood. Now we are trying to understand method. Tell me, converting one type of value to another type of different type is called what? Parsing. What we call? Parsing. Converting one type of value from highest range to lesser range to highest range is called type conversion. Are you following? We are doing the conversion from string to another conversion, then we call it as what? Parsing. Converting highest range to lesser range to highest range. 10.5 to 10 to 10.5 is called what? Typecasting. Type conversion is different and parsing is different. Okay, now don't confuse. You want to convert a string to int, that is called parsing. What operation you want to perform? Parsing. Parse. Ing form will not be there in the method. What you want to do? Parse. What you want to parse? String to int. Then what the method name? Parse is a common word. You want to convert string to int. What the method name? Parse int. Excellent. Parse int. I small letter, capital letter? Capital. Because it's a method naming convention. First word, first letter small. Second word, first letter should be capital. Come on. Byte class contain Which method? Parse byte. Short class contain. Parse short. Integer class. Parse int. Long class. Parse long. Float class. Parse float. Double class. Parse double. Char class. No. No. There is no parse char method in character class because in string data stored as a char only. No? Pray. Listen what I'm saying. In a string object, you pass one character from the keyboard single quote A. The single quote A came into the string as a double quotes A. In string object already the A is stored as a char only. Na? Yesterday, you have learned already. String object internally contain char array object. The char array object internally contains characters. Na? String object already stored the data in the character format. Why you want again parsing? Is it clear? You already understood some subject. Yesterday chapter already understood. Why should I teach again and again? Not required. Na? So same way, when you pass character from the keyboard into Java program, it is coming as a string object. But in string object, the character is not available as a string. It is available as character. Already converted and stored. Why you want again conversion? Not required. So that's why in the character class, we don't have parse char. We don't have parse char. Directly we can use string object to read the character. Clear my point? Then next, boolean I want to convert to boolean. We have parse boolean method. So totally how many parse methods are there? 7. Which wrapper class doesn't contain parse method? Come again, all the totally I want 3 columns now. Okay, primitive data type, respect to wrapper classes, and respect to parse methods. Ready to visualize? I'm not writing anything on the screen. You have to visualize. First column is what? Primitive data type. Second column, wrapper class. Third column, parse method. Parse method. Okay, tell me first primitive data type. Byte, parse byte. Short, parse short. Integer, parsing. Long, parse long. Float, parse float. Double, parse double. Character, empty box. No method. Next, boolean, parse boolean. Wonderful. Now tell me. Now arcs of 0 giving double quotes 10 as a string object. Now this double quotes 10 I want to convert it as 10. That means what method I have to use here? Parse int. Parse int method available in our addition class or integer class? Tell me how to call one class method to another class? Class name. Come on. Integer dot parse int. Hello. Parse int method meant for take the input, convert it, return. Yes or no? That means like our add method, taking the 2 inputs int a comma int b, adding the result, return the result. Remember, then add method is a normal method or parameterized method. Now add method is a void method or int type method. Int type. Return type means what? Int. Similarly, parse methods are parameterized methods or non-parameterized methods. Parameters. It has to take the input to convert. Na? This method meant for take the string, perform conversion, return the result. So tell me, parse method is a parameterized method and void or non-void? Non-void, because it has to return result. I'm not writing anything on the screen. I don't want to write, because if I write on the screen, you will only look at the screen what I am typing. You'll become watchman finally. If I don't write anything on the screen, you looking at, what are you talking, right? That confusion, that fear, the tension will start and looking. Yesterday we discussed, then immediately your mind will visualize. Add int a comma int b parameter. Parse int. Oh, parse int also to take the string, convert and return. So parse int bracket is coming with what? What is the parameter of parse int? String. What type of value it want to take? String. Yes. Now internally we have some logic, like int is equal to a plus b, like some logic is there. After conversion, what value is coming out? Int. Now it want to return what value? Int. Then return type of parse int is what? Int. Understand? Tell me the full prototype, full syntax of the method. Public, because it's my own method. No, it's outside class and I want access. So method should be public. And to call it should have memory. Static, public, static. Return type void, int, void, right? Void, int, right? Int of, what is the method name? ParseInt. ParseInt of parameter is what? String. Repeat once again. Public, static, int, parseInt of string. Yes, string. Yes. Okay, na? How to call this parseInt method? Class name integer dot. What is the method name? ParseInt of double quotes 10. Double quotes 10. Then double quotes 10 is converted as a 10. Return to our program. I must store in a local variable. Na? Yesterday we call add method, assign to the main method int result equal to addition dot add of. Remember, similarly I should call parseInt method by assigning to a variable int a equal to, what do you write? Integer dot parseInt of. Tell me what I should write here. Check. Come on. What I should write here? Integer dot parseInt of args of 0. Samajh mein aaya? Then tell me. Down also what I should write? Integer dot parseInt of args of 1. ParseInt of args of 1. And tell me what the flow of execution? Args of 0 read what? Double quotes 10 and giving to what? ParseInt method. ParseInt method internal logic converts a double quotes 10 to 10 and returns to our program, and it is stored inside A. Then A variable memory created finally with what value? 10. All the people connected? Then next tell me. Args of 1 read and returns what value? Double quotes 20. Now double quotes 20 given to parseInt. Internal logic of parseInt converted to 20 and stored inside B variable. Now B variable memory created with what value? Tell me, this 10 is a string 10 or int 10? Int 10. Then C variable memory created. A value what? 10 plus B value 20. Result is what? 30. 30 stored here and then printed C value 30. Once method execution completed, are these parameters are still available or destroyed? I mean, the values what we pass, the variables available or destroyed? Destroyed. Are you following my point? Tell me what is the 7th point? How to convert primitive, how to convert the values from string to its own primitive type by using wrapper class. Integer is what? Wrapper class. Wrapper class parse method. Parse method is a parameterized or non-parameterized? Parameterized. Void or non-void? Non-void. You pass your string to the parseInt method, converts the primitive type int and return to your program stored in your local variable. Finally, we completed how to read values from the command line and use in the program. Do you understand? Yeah. So, are you ready to give the step numbers totally? Tell me, step number 1, mention the values on the command line with a space separated like this. Step number 1. Step number 2, press the enter key. Once you press enter key, the 10 and 20 are giving to the addition class. Addition class? No, directly will not be given. JVM, third step. Third step, JVM prepares the command addition dot let me take a different color. Addition dot main of new string of 0. Addition dot main of new string of new string of 10 comma 20. Then new third step is what? New keyword. New keyword. Third step creates array object. Creates array object with the given values and read the reference of that array object. return that reference to main, pass that reference to the main method. Then control with the reference 1010 will go to main method. Main method parameter receives the reference, stores and pointing to the same array object. Understand? Then next step is what? In the program, arcs of zero reads the first value, double quotes 10, and give to parse int method. Now tell me what is the step number? 9 step. Okay, program execution started. This is an arcs of zero is 9th step, and reading the value from the array object is the 10th step. 11th step giving to parse int method. 12th step converted and return 10 and stored inside variable. All are you following up? Then next step is what? Arcs of 1 reading the value from second location. What the value? Double quotes 20 and gives that value to, this is a step number 14. Then, step number 14, arcs of 1. Step number 15, reading the values from array object. Step number 16, giving to parse int method. Step number 17, converted and returned to B variable. Step number 18, stored here. Step number 19, added. Step number 20, display. Step number 21, destroy. Okay, now? Now tell me, can I run this program again? Yes. Next, second time I am giving 10, 20 place some 40, 50. Possible? Yes. Then tell me, 40, 50 are stored in array object, right? Then here, what value coming? 10 or 40? 40. Here, what value? 50. And result is coming what? 1? Okay, na? Tell me, this program contains any value inside? 40, 50, correct? 90, no? 90. Tell me, these values, I mean, the program contains the values, anything inside? No. Always values are reading from keyboard, perform operation and terminate. Hope you all understand? Yeah. Write on this program. Below program shows reading. Below program shows reading command line arguments. Below program shows reading command line arguments. First you write command. Look at here. First you write this command, then the program, then execution flow, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4. Okay, step by step you follow. Execution flow. If you have any questions, confusions, doubts, you can ask. Completed? Completed? Muhammad Ilyas, what is your confusion? Can you unmute and ask?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Nand. Ask, what is your question?
Sir, actually, write the program in execute.
Your voice is breaking here.
Hello.
Bolo.
Sir, write the code and execute, sir. So we have clear exam.
I didn't understand your voice.
Hello, sir. This are code must execute change, sir. And I clear
Your voice is breaking, man.
Sorry.
What sorry? How can I understand your question?
Sir, sorry, code must execute change, sir. Automatic.
Okay, type the question. I cannot understand your question.
Okay, okay.
Okay, shall I type this programming system? Completed everyone, written? Now the program should accept the two values 10 and 20. It's not accepting. We have to rewrite this program. Now look at here. What statement I have to write simply here? Integer dot parse int of args of 0. Integer dot parse int of args of 1. Save it. And now we have to go to command prompt, compile it, Java C edition dot Java, then execute by passing values. What value? 10, 20. Now, when you see this line, now can you visualize background array object here? Inside array object 0 location is 20 is what is the name of this 10? Args of 0. What is the name of this 20? Args of 1. Inside addition program, what is the first line executing? Integer int a equal to integer dot parse int of args of 1, 10. Int b equal to integer dot parse int of args of 2. Then 10 plus 20 result 30. Are those values still available in the addition class? No, destroyed. Now I am giving some other value 30, 40. Allowed? Yes. 70. I am passing 60, 70. Allowed? Allowed. Value coming 1. Okay. Hope you understand. First approach, reading values from the command line. Will you practice and come? Okay. I'll upload the slides and this program. All these 7 questions answers plus this program I'll upload. Expecting all the people share the notes clearly in your book and come. Okay. Under this program, all these 7 questions answers you write and come. Thank you. That's all for today class.